G'day, friends of the channel and all new viewers as well. How are we doing? It is the Thursday night Teamsheets live reaction. It's your boy Joe. How you doing? We've started on time today. I'm actually here. I can't believe my eyes. The traffic was actually decent today. So I managed to make it on time for a 5:30 session, and we're not starting off with the Big J Kardashian. So he'll be joining us in a second. He's just finishing up at work. Can't believe what's going on. So, yeah, we will have a look and see and react to the team sheets as they come out. There is some news, some interesting news to go over this week when it comes to the ins and outs of the teams. There are a bunch of people who are retiring as well. Not quite so relevant for this week in particular, but there are a bunch of people who are retiring, and a massive shout out has to go to all of these people. So we are going to be looking through some of them today. Jen, how's it going? I'm doing well. Thank you very much. I hope you're doing really well. Hope you had a good week thus far. Hopefully your nerves haven't gone crazy for tomorrow night's game. It is a big one. You can't afford to lose 3 in a row before finals. Causa, going to be interesting to see if Neil is out or not. Absolutely. Good to see you, Causa. Thanks for coming in, mate. Yeah, Lockie Neal. There's some rumors around that Lockie Neal might not play this week. But look, fingers crossed that he will come up, because he's very important for all of us, I think. I think most people, I'm not sure how many people don't actually own, Lockie Neal. But look, the guy's a superstar. He's a legend. I'm pretty sure the Lions are going to do all that they can to get him up for the game, because, let's be real, they're still fighting for the top 4. And if they don't get that top 4 spot, and specifically a top 2 spot, they want a top 2 spot. And if they don't get it, then it's going to make it very difficult. Very difficult. Now, it's not like he's going to miss for sure. The only thing that was mentioned was Adam Warney, from Dream Team, who's a fantasy football content creator, simply just mentioned that, Lockie Neal was not running at full pace. He had some limited training today. Whether or not that actually amounts to anything is a wait and see. I don't think it's going to yield anything significant. They're just managing his workload, Causa. Let's go. Yes, I know who this is. Nice of you to come on, mate. Jono, g'day, mate. How's it going? Hope you're doing really well. Nice of you to come on. West Coast Eagles rule. It's very lucky Medium J, 1 bloody point. I know, mate. A win's a win. 4 points are the 4 points, and I'll take it. Our boy Tommy is staying. I know, absolutely. It's very good news for you. We weren't the only teams knocking on the door. Obviously, the Sydney Swans were trying to go in and do their best to pinch him out of there, but Tommy is not going anywhere. He is committed to the cause. Jen, feeling excited? That's good. That is really good to hear. 100%. You can't go in feeling super nervous. That's it. It's all about being excited, being optimistic, and hopefully you have no more injuries during the game, because that has been a massive hindrance to the Collingwood Magpies. Dacos confirmed DPP next year. Very nice. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, Jono. I love to hear it. Causa, hearing that if Ben McKay doesn't get, he will stay at North. I'm pretty sure what North Melbourne are looking for is that you guys are going to force Band 1 compensation out of any team that takes him. You're going to be forcing Band 1 compensation, I think it is. So regardless of whether or not, the offer initially on the table was going to be equivalent to a Band 2 contract, you guys are going to be forcing a Band 1 sort of thing. So, look, you never know. He might actually end up staying with you guys, and I don't know what that means. You guys have all these plans to get 2 high draft picks, but if McKay doesn't go anywhere, then you're only going to get the 1. So that rebuild doesn't look as juicy as before. You don't have Neil? Oh, very impressive. Very impressive. on your shuttlerboard. Causa, can't wait for the Roos to upset the Essendon party this week. What party? What party? Bro, we don't have a party. I don't know what football you're watching, Causa, but the Bombers have no parties going on. Whatever party that is, invite me to it because I haven't heard of anything great. If you've been noticing the last few weeks, nothing to celebrate at the Bombers, unfortunately. The only shining light last week was that we managed to get the 4 points and that Elijah Sardis debuted. So that's about it. Pies Cats should be a cracker. You're right, man. I can't wait. Tomorrow night is going to be sensational. We'll be watching that game after recording Fancast. So please head on over to Fancast if you haven't subscribed there. We'll be doing our usual episode. And then after the game, watching it, it's going to be awesome, I reckon. Massive implications for this game. Jen, I'm hearing that there could be a debut for Collingwood. Ooh, interesting. It's a big game to introduce a debutant in there. Wow, they must be doing really well at VFL level, but you've got some injuries to some really crucial people. You've got to change it up. You've got to do something with your list because and the teams because no Dacos and no Murphy. My God, I'd almost say Murphy is, dare I say, almost a bigger loss than Dacos is at this point. I know it might seem crazy, but depending on the forward line that the Cats name, you could be in for a tough time. Surely Billy Frampton gets a call up. Surely. Big shout out to those announcing the retirements this week. Some true legends leaving us. Absolutely right, West Coast Eagles rule. Even a couple over there from your mob, Shannon Hearn. That's it. The boots are off for him. Luke Shuey also retiring end of season. So a big congratulations for their seasons. They have been really good. And I'm really, you've got to just simply applaud them and tip your hat to them because they've had sensational careers. A shout out to obviously Lance Buddy Franklin, who retired a couple of weeks ago with his injured calf. Massive shout out to him. Recent news coming out: Andrew Phillips from the Bombers, the journeyman, started at GWS, then to Carlton, then the Bombers. So congratulations to him on making the most out of himself. You've got Zeeble, you've got Cunnington, you've got Aaron Hall. So 3 guys coming out of North Melbourne who are retiring. So there's a few. Isaac Smith today announced that he's going to be gone. Then you've got Trent Cotchin, who's also said that he's going to be gone. So some real big names, that are leaving the game. Isaac Smith, one of the best winners in his years, winning with the Hawks and then going over to Geelong, winning with the Cats and getting a Norm Smith medal, if you don't mind there. And then you've got, obviously, Trent Cotchin, 3-time premiership captain. I'm not going to call him a Brownlow medalist because he's not in my eyes. So, but congratulations to him as well. So, mate, some real huge names absolutely are leaving us. Obviously, Hearn and Shuey were both premiership players also. I call Mackay Jiren because he's really good. I'm hoping Kerno Cripps and all the good Carlton players can be Collingwood. Who do you think will be the winner in the finals? Just guess at least. Mate, Carlton already beat Collingwood a couple of weeks ago. I'm not sure. Are you sort of predicting this to be the grand final matchup? So, look, mate, it all comes down to whether or not Collingwood can arrest this negative momentum against them. Obviously, Carlton on the flip side are absolutely flying. Carlton are, look, this week for Carlton is going to be huge. Whether or not Carlton can get over the line against Melbourne, they're going to be without Petty, but it looks like Grundy's going to be back. So surprisingly, Grundy might be in this week for Carlton, for Melbourne, and Clayton Oliver could be in as well this week for Melbourne. So there's a couple of big ins perhaps coming in for Melbourne. Meanwhile, Carlton, mate, they're an absolute fire. So look, if Carlton could get the job done this week, mate, why not? They could probably go all the way to the finals. Who will be the overall winner? That's a good question. Who's going to win the flag from here on out? Look, I still think Pies are the team to beat. This is exactly what they need. They've been up and about. They've been on top of the ladder for far too long. They need to just find another gear. And I think they will. If there's a team in the comp that can find another gear, it's Collingwood. How Melbourne does this week, I think will categorically determine whether or not they are genuine flag contenders. They've won 5 in a row, but their forward line with Grundy is something that doesn't look very good. It looks like they're gonna have to play that way because Harrison Petty is out. So if Grundy can look good in the forward line this week, playing against Carlton, who are probably the informed team of the comp, then Melbourne automatically, I think, elevate themselves to probably equal favourites for the flag, I think. And then depending on how Carlton does, if Carlton continues to steamroll and beat the crap out of Melbourne, then it's hard to go past Carlton as well, because where are they deficient? So I know it sounds like I'm sitting a bit on the fence, but I'm still not sure. It's such a tight race to the finals. This week is going to tell us a lot, I think. A lot of crucial matchups. Likely to be Ed Allen to debut. He was at the captain's run this morning. Really? Very good. Causa, crazy thing. I know. Andrew Phillips is the definition of a journeyman. The poor guy. He's played 80 games in 13 seasons. And I watched his video when he was talking to the boys, announcing his retirement. And my word, that it was so sad. Like, he was quick to cry. And he's like, I'm proud of those 80 games. But it was really hard to spend so much time being overlooked, being told you're a backup, being told you're not going to play, being told you're stuck in the VFL, and moving from team to team, trying to get the opportunity and always being relegated. It was tough. I actually almost teared up watching Andrew Phillips' speech there. So I love Phillips. I love Big Flip. He's one of the best teammates you could possibly ask for. Really, that selfless attitude, and he's gone home to Tassie, and all the best to him and his family. Hopefully, he can give us a few good games to end out this season and to start his next chapter. Forward line next year is going to be so difficult. I hear you, John. I hear you, mate. But one step at a time, mate. One step at a time. I'm looking forward to AFLW fantasy at this point. My forward line there looks pretty good, I think. Where's Big Kardashian this evening? He was just he was caught up at work. He's going to be on very soon. He was just finishing something off at work, and he'll be joining us. So stay tuned. Tone. Oh, how's it going, Tone? Oliver finished his drug suspension. Mate, a lot of us really. How's it going, Ross? Mate, look, there's a lot of people out there who genuinely believe that this guy got done for drugs, because when you think about it, the way the Melbourne Football Club, because if you genuinely were to just 100% agree with them and believe that this was a hamstring problem, how badly mismanaged was he? This is Clayton motherfishing Oliver. You're like one of the best contested midfielders in the history of the game, and you guys are just fluffing around with him and dicking him all over the place. Like, come on. Like, for him to have missed that many weeks due to various soft tissue problems and then infection and whatnot, it's just been one massive clusterfish. All right? Absolute clusterfish. And the Melbourne staff, health and fitness management, oh my God, they have a lot to answer for if Melbourne don't do well in the finals and stuff. What am I doing for captains this week? That's a good question. Definitely I agree with Ross here in terms of the VC on Zeret against North. I think Zeret against North is going to be a good matchup, I reckon. He did sensational last time. Remember what he did last time? That was bananas. So look, I'm going to go Zeret VC. And then in terms of the captaincy, it's a really good question, because I'm looking at it and it's just like, I'd love to have a Sicily captain, right? But I don't have Sicily. You know what? We can actually go through it right here, right now, and we can discuss some captaincy options, right? And the way we like to do it here is, let me just share screen so that you guys can have a look and see what I'm doing, is we come over to our wonderful friends over there, DFS Australia. Mortz runs a sensational website. And then we'll scroll down to defense versus position. And we'll get the last 5. The last 5 games, who is conceding a lot of points to various positions? So looking at the green. Now, North Melbourne concedes a lot of points to inside mids and general forwards and the rucks and the wing defenders. So basically anything involving the midfield and forward line, North Melbourne struggle. So Zach Merritt as a VC seems to be really good. Now I'm seeing West Coast Eagles right here going Dunk VC. Dunkley VC. Who's Dunkley playing against again? Dunkley is playing Brisbane against Adelaide at the Gabba. So Adelaide are pretty good against inside mids. There is a reduction against inside mids. So I probably wouldn't go Dunkley. And when I think of the Gabba, I think of the true Lion King. And the true Lion King is Lachie Neale. Dunkley, he's only just moved the cross. You know, he's only embraced the Gabba. He wasn't born in it, molded by it, to quote Bain, paraphrase Bain, should I say. From so look, I wouldn't go Dunkley, to be honest. I think Adelaide are pretty good against midfielders. They're pretty tough to match up on. Love the video about AFL to get my team right before. Oh, cheers, Cause. I really appreciate the feedback, mate. Look, I can't say I'm a terrific expert, but mate, if once you know how the scoring works, you just got to pick the players who do those things, right? It's not that crazy. John, I'm looking at sick captain. Right, so Sicily is playing against the Bulldogs, right? So the Bulldogs give up a lot of points to intercept defenders and like the ones who are taking the kick-ins. So Sicily for sure is a shout. I didn't even, before I even looked at this chart, I automatically thought, hey, Sicily would be great. But unfortunately, I don't have Sicily. So Sicily as a captain is great. Who else is giving up a lot of points? Port Adelaide suck against Ruckman. Who's Port Adelaide playing against? Port Adelaide are playing against the Giants. Could it be Briggs season? Probably not. I'd love to go Briggsy, but I'm not that ballsy to go with Briggs. Who else can see that? These are wings. Freo, Gold Coast give up a lot of points to wings. Who's Sydney playing? Sydney are playing against Gold Coast. Ooh, Sydney playing against Gold Coast. And Errol Goulden is in ripping hot form. So Errol Goulden is another potential option for you guys and girls out there who want a sort of different sort of captain. Then Errol Goulden could be that man. Causa, Brayshaw or Sarong could be good shouts for C against the Eagles. Correct. Of course. The correlation isn't super crazy for Brayshaw or Sarong in terms of the West Coast Eagles. They're not really conceding too much to inside mids. They're conceding a lot to Ruckman. So if you've got a Luke Jackson, then he could do really well. But yeah, Brayshaw or Sarong could be definitely good shout-outs. I agree. Sportsnet, I'm playing Zerrett VC, and I might go Briggs C, even if Lyset's not back. Yes. All right, we've got someone. We've got Sportsnet. He's got the cojones to go big Briggsy as the captain, mate. Look, the stats suggest that it would work. The question is, how do the GWS Giants line up this week with their rucks? Because there was news that he's going to be managed, and he might have Flynn rucking as well this week. So we'll have to wait and see about that. Could English be a good captain? Says Jen. All right, the Dogs. Who do the Dogs play again? Dogs play against Hawthorn, right? So Hawthorn in the rucks are pretty good at negating opposition ruckman, but of course, English isn't your ordinary ruckman, right? English is more of an extra follower, an extra midfielder. So around the ground work, he'll push forward and kick a goal. So they concede some points to forwards, the Hawks. So when he decides to drift forward, he could cause them headaches. At the same time, they're not that great against defenders. So if he decides to push back, he can do okay. He can do okay, Jen. I don't know. He's in ripping hot form, but I don't know. Against the Hawks, I'm not sure how English will do There's some big boy ruckman over there. Errol, man. Yeah, freaking Errol, man. He's like the best kick in the comp. I might actually go Errol Goulden as captain this week. I know, Jen. I know you do. Sportsnet, I would go Bonsi, but he will get tagged, do you reckon? Or he can shake the tag. Look, if anyone can shake a tag, I mean, Bontempelli is probably one of the best players in the comp, right? But he's not playing 100%. He's playing injured, and that's part of the scary thing about him. Like he's clearly not 100%, and yet the shit he does on field, right? Excuse my French, is just ridiculous. He is such a freak. Like honest, like he's a gun. So Bont. Is Finn McGuinness going to go with him? Look, McGuinness is nowhere near big enough. McGuinness is too small, I think, to match up on Bontempelli. Like, you look at how Finn McGuinness stands. I mean, we can legit Google. So we go Finn McGuinness, right? How tall is Finn McGuinness? How tall is Finn McGuinness? He's 80 kilos. All right, that's pretty light. Finn McGuinness is, he's 189 centimeters. He's taller than he looks. All right. So Finn McGuinness is 189 centimeters. Meanwhile, Marcus Bontempelli is how tall is the guy? Why is it so hard to find out how tall a player is, eh? 192. So it's about 3 centimeters apart. That's not too bad. But Marcus Bontempelli is much too big. Marcus Bontempelli is much too big. I don't think Finn McGuinness can tag Marcus. I don't think he can tag him. Yeah, Bonk got tagged by Nash. Exactly. Nash is the bigger body. So yeah, McGuinness won't be able to go with him. It will have to be a Nash job. But the question is, Bont only got 19 disposals last time. Yeah, because he was matched up on Nash. And what was the end result of that game? I don't know. I reckon Libba's I think you have to respect Libba. Or do you just simply go, nah, we give up. Libba's too good. We can't match up on Libba. No one can beat him in the contest. Mate, Libba could be sensational. I mean, he's playing against the Hawks, right? Against inside mids, they struggle. Inside mids struggle against the Hawks. But if there's anyone that can do it, it's Libba. You'd imagine. Libba could possibly do it. I don't know. I just think who else gives up a lot of points in various areas of the ground? Collingwood give up a lot of points to forwards. I don't know if anyone's still got Jezza Cameron. Probably not. Who else gives up a lot of points? Oh, hello. We've got someone here.
How you doing? How's everyone going on the stream? Hopefully you can hear me okay. If you're playing through my headphones, just leaving work now.
I was about to say very soft. You're very soft, mate.
Yeah. Just leaving work now. So I'll be in the car soon and do our usual car stream. So yeah.
Oh, great. Awesome. No, not much. We're just simply going through some possible captain options for this week. I think Libba's going to, if you can't decide, as Tone says, if you can't decide on Bont or English, you go Libba.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
Libba against the Hawks. Libba's averaging 139 in the last 3 crazy. I want him captain. Yeah, I agree. I think Libba is the one guy that you just simply can't negate, right? He's just too good in an under.
Yeah, and for the people that started him at 570k, congratulations. For the people who brought him in like halfway through the season at like 615, congratulations. Me as a guy that doesn't own him at the end of the season, I'm very sad.
Wait, why the hell are Essendon and Sydney playing at the exact same time? You're right, Errol. You're right, Causa. Errol plays at the same time as Merritt, so we can't do Merritt into Goulden as a result of this nonsense. Oh, come on.
I don't know if I'd be picking Merritt into Goulden anyway.
What, you don't want to VC Merritt against North Melbourne?
No, Merritt will be fine, but I wouldn't put him into Goulden. I think Goulden's been too, I don't know, it just feels like he's been a bit ineffective recently. yes, he's popped out some big scores, but he's very prone to having a not big score. And I wouldn't risk it on a captain.
All right, fair enough.
Effectively,
All right.
a bad captain score now, or a good captain score now, could be the difference between someone like getting punished for having a donut on the field and someone not getting punished for having a donut on the field.
Yeah. So if you have Sicily is a sensational captain option.
Yeah.
If you have St Kilda give up a lot of points to defenders as well. So who's St Kilda playing against? St Kilda playing against Richmond. Don't think anyone's got Short or Rioli playing at halfback, so that's not going to be of any benefit to anyone.
Yeah. And Taranto's not really a big game, though.
No. Carlton give up points to defenders as well. Carlton, so I don't think anyone's got a Melbourne defender.
When's Bond playing?
When's who?
Bond.
Bontempelli. He's playing on Sunday afternoon against the Hawks.
So maybe you do like Merritt into Bond.
But if you've got Libba, I'd go Libba. If you have English and Bond, who would you go? English or Bond against the Hawks?
Well, I don't think the Hawks have. Do the Hawks even have ruckman? I feel like their ruckman were out for a while, right?
Really?
I think so.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
I feel like their ruckman were out for a while.
All right, now I can't hear you. Well, you're walking outside, I think, in the wind, so we couldn't hear you there. Tone, Hawks is an anti-Supercoach team. Yeah, they're tough to score against the Hawks, as you can see, and that's the sign of a team that's going to be really tough to beat in general in the coming years. So they're a very dangerous team. They are conceding points to defenders, though, the Hawks. So, yeah, and a bit to forwards. But that will come good very soon. One of the best trades for me was Nat 5 to Libba. That's insane, Causa. That's insane, mate. Dan, how's it going, Mr. Frio Tragic? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming on, mate. You're a legend. Neil injury reports, mate. Look, Neil, from all I can tell, the only thing mentioning Neil was that he literally just didn't run at full pace. You know what I mean? Like at training, he just simply had a limited training. I can't imagine it's going to be anything too serious. When you look at who they're playing against, Brisbane against Adelaide at the Gabba, they're going to want to win this. They are really going to want to win this game. So look, for me, I don't think Neil is going to miss. I really don't. We're getting late in the season. There's some difficult things. Hawks more like dogs. That's not me. I'm not doing that. That's Big J. I promise. Look, but yeah, I reckon Neil will be fine to get up. The only thing for me is that because of that news, I'm unlikely to captain him as a result. That's literally all it is. I don't think he's going to miss. I just think he's going to be an unsafe captain. The Brisbane boys are due for a big one. They certainly did let us down, but with the news of Neil not being great in terms of his training load and he wasn't running at full pace, I probably would be a bit anxious. I would probably advise against captaining the superstar Lachie Neale. But if you reckon Dunkley could do well, then look, Dunkley inside mids against Adelaide aren't the best. So, look, it'll be tough. It'll be tough. But having said that, there's no more Ashcroft. So, a lot more responsibility could be placed on Dunkley's shoulders. They've changed Berry's role a bit, so Berry might be playing a bit more on the ball. But look, I don't know. I think there's enough question marks to avoid the Brisbane boys' tone. Considering him as my captain, about Oliver. Look, Oliver's first game back, who knows how rusty he could be. He's up against Carlton, and Carlton are pretty good. against inside mids, as we can see here. They're actually highlighted orange there in one of the bad matchups for inside mids. I understand that Clary is Clary, right? But at the same time, first game back in a long time against a tough midfield that is in red hot form. I probably wouldn't go him. I probably wouldn't go him, Jen. Rod, how's it going, mate? Premium Ruckman score well against Premium Ruckman. So, but yeah, as Ralphie then mentions here, English struggled to get 90 points versus Reeves in round 7. So, look, it's a question mark. Who knows if I don't know. I think if you got Libba, he's the one to go to. If not Libba, then Bont. But yeah, look, it's tough. It's a tough ask, I think, this week. It's really, I don't know. There's a bunch of options, but nothing that is super obvious. The ones that are super obvious, unfortunately, a lot of us don't have, like James Sicily, for example. Sports like Cunnington last game this week, then Zeeble last game next week. I would have thought it'd be good for them to go out together. Yeah, it's weird the way they are going out one by one like that. Hopefully they don't go crazy for...
Big J's back.
Big J's back. Now we're true Kardashian fashion.
What was he saying about Cunnington hasn't been fit for the past 12 weeks or so. He's having a run now because it's our last home game. That's really the only reason why he's stopping. Zeeble can play the rest of the year, but Cunnington won't get past. I reckon he'll play 3 quarters this week.
If that.
Yeah, it's pretty sad to see, but it is just what it is, really. After cancer, sometimes your body kind of shuts down a little bit, and then there's a reason why he's been playing VFL. If he was good enough, he'd be in the senior team.
Yep, exactly. Jono, Merritt into Sicily is probably the prime combination, Merritt into Sicily this week. But a lot of us have Merritt, but not a lot of us have Sicily. So if you've got Sicily, congratulations, you're going bananas. Jen,
how are you going for donuts this week, Joe?
Oh, mate, 7-Eleven have a nice deal going on with the donuts, with the Krispy Kreme donuts. 4 for $10. Yeah, so they were going. They expired yesterday. So I'm just joking. In terms of the what's it called? My donuts this week. Look, it's not going to be too bad. Let me just show it here. So I've got, this is my team going into this week. Merritt. Look, I might just go balls to the wall and just Captain Briggs. If they don't have light shit in, I'll just go with Kieran Briggs. So look, I don't have Libba, I don't have Sicily, I don't have any of these great players, so I might just do this. I've got no donuts as a result.
Oh, there you go. Joe, can you kick off the other Jeremy that's not working? I don't know why. I wasn't getting sound, so I had to reload. All good.
Fair enough. I picked them off there, and so I don't know. Look, I could just do. In terms of the rookies, I'm forced to field Marich or Ford.
Wagner's been fantastic for me.
Yeah, he's going to be great for you. He's going to be great. Look, it is what it is. I don't care. Supercoach is dead to me anyway at this point, dare I say it.
AFL fantasy time, Joe.
It's AFLW fantasy time, absolutely. Supercoach has been dead for me for a few weeks. Look, could Track score well with Oliver back? Look, he could. Yeah. He could. Especially if Oliver's helping to win the ball a lot more.
Who are they playing?
Carlton, bruv.
See, I almost want to say Petrarca is going to score worse than what he's scored in recent weeks because he's had a bit more of that free reign. And then they're playing Carlton, which is a stronger side if they play well this week. So I'm banking like a 110 for Petrarca. Maybe I'm wrong and he's going to do a 150 just to shove it in my face like he does all the time. But I'm banking on like a 110 from him this week.
Look, he could. I guess it depends. It depends on how well Oliver reintegrates into the team.
Yes.
Because if they're able to get some sort of, breaking even in the midfield to get some forward supply, and if he can be accurate in front of goals, because he's been inaccurate the last 2 weeks. he kicked like 1 goal 3, and then he kicked like 2 goals 3. So he's
Okay.
left a lot of points out there.
How crazy would it be if Carlton beat Melbourne this week?
Oh, they very well can.
I know, but how crazy would it be, mate? The Carlton fans will be up in arms.
Mate, they're already
They'll be
up in
like,
arms.
they'll be like, give us that flag now. It doesn't even matter.
Flaggers, mate. They'll be
Flaggo.
Yeah.
Lagoons.
Look, I'm not sure about that, Jen. There's a big question mark over that. Only time will tell. But you'd imagine that there's going to be now less of the pie for him, for Petrarca, because Oliver's got to get his points from somewhere. Obviously, he's going to eat into Viney. He's going to eat into Brayshaw. He's going to, like, these are players that are going to be hit a lot harder than Petrarca. But
you say that, right? But Petrarca's scoring really hasn't changed much since Oliver left anyway. It's not like Petrarca was scoring 80s and now Oliver's left and now he's scoring 120s. Like,
yeah,
Petrarca's basically kept the same level of scoring the whole time. So I don't know how much of his score is actually going to eat into him.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, the majority of those points are going to be eaten into the Brayshaws, into the Mineys. They're the ones that are going to be...
I thought you referenced Petrarca there. My mistake.
All good. What else is happening here? Causa about Cunners. He hasn't had the desire to play when he was playing VFL, and that's completely understandable, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's very
when you come off a major injury in life, just in general, when you come off basically a thing where you could have died, like he could be dead right now. Yeah, testicular cancer is not a joke. Cancer is not a joke. He went through chemo and then it came back again. Like, once that happens, you kind of rethink in your life what's important and what's not. And he's made his money, he's made his fortunes, he's got his house and his farm and everything. Like, I can understand where, hey, we're not a premiership level team. Like, we're not pushing for finals. There's not that draw there of, just hang around until September, So you can understand kind of where he's coming from, right?
Yeah, of course. Causa's going merit into Libba. Fair enough. That's also a great combination. Causa will be very good for you.
And I think who's the Hawks guy that tags? I think he's going to end up on the Bont too. So we'll see if that does anything.
Yeah, mate. Look, you guys clearly it was clearly a form of tanking. Absolutely, West Coast Eagles rule. That was clearly a form of tanking, mate. And I appreciate it because you managed to help us avoid the embarrassment of losing to you guys. So thank you very much.
It's going to be interesting because, like, North Melbourne and Harley Reid, there's a world at the moment where the Hawks West Coast don't pick him. There's definitely a train of thought that, hey, they might not pick Harley Reid this year. They might not trade down. There's a lot of talk at the moment that Curtin, the guy who's played forward but mostly plays back, is like, the next Matthew Pavlich. Like, they keep hearing this thing all the time. So imagine if he gets taken at pick 1 and West Coast don't, decide not to trade multiple picks.
Yeah. Ooh, George Wardlaw's been given the green light to return against Essendon this week.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll play, though.
Probably will. Causa needs Roberts or Constable to play so he doesn't get a donut.
Yeah, good luck, Causa.
Good luck.
Sorry,
with that,
mate. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm sorry.
I'll be getting a donut this week. Yeah, look, don't worry, Jen. You're not alone. Causa will also be getting a donut. So you're both headed together.
You guys can go out for lunch. You're both having a donut.
Having a donut date. Harry, how's it going, Harry? Will Bevo send someone to Sicily? Well,
who do they have? Do they have anyone in that forward line that's a pressure forward? I don't think so.
There's someone who's a defensive forward over there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be...
It's hard to tag kick-out. So I'll tell you what. It's hard to tag kick-outs and it's hard to tag intercepts into your forward 50. So maybe some of the diversionary ball, but Sicily doesn't play that way. He's not a Darcy Moore. He's not someone else that, relies on the odd tackle here and there. He's just that backline commander for them. He's very, very hard to take out of a game. The only way he gets taken out of a game is if he gets put to play on a player. That's when it happens. So you will have times when the opposition has too many tools. Yep, Sicily, you're going to have to key defend this week, and he pops out a 60.
And that's what the Bulldogs have.
If he's given free reign, if he's given free reign, that's it. So we'll see.
The Bulldogs are tall. Like, I'm not sure Bevo will necessarily have to send someone to Sicily this week, because you look at the Bulldogs forward line. Norton is big, Lob is big, Jamara is a big, as well. You know what I mean? Like, they've got 3 talls there. So,
but if Sicily's standing there, he's going to get like 200 points on intercept marks this week.
Yeah, but the thing is, Aaron Norton, though, he flies and he brings the ball to ground. Like, it's very Aaron Norton. Aaron Norton is very rarely beaten in a one-on-one contest, and like, he always just fly, break open the pack, and bring the ball to ground. So this could be a game where Sicily might not necessarily have someone directly on him per se, but just the way they move the ball. They might want to have a slow movement of the ball for the Dogs' game plan against Hawthorn, and might just decide to have it really be bunched up so that it doesn't allow Sicily to just run and jump at the football. So that's what the Saints did. That's what St Kilda did against Hawthorn. They made sure that all their forwards were bunched up together. They kept kicking it long into this one big pack, and it made it really hard for Sicily to intercept mark. I think this could be a similar strategy that the Dogs can implement with all their tools.
Yeah, but Bevo's not that smart, Joe. So
I appreciate you indirectly calling me smarter than Bevo. I like that. I like that. Cheers. I'll take that. Sports nut.
Bevo, I'll make the call now. I'm not sure if Bevo plays out next year. To be honest, if they don't do well this year, if Bevo did not win the grand final 8 years ago, he would not be here. But it's interesting because I go into saying that there's not a lot of coaches available that are seasoned coaches anymore this year. So maybe Bevo survives because there's no one else. Yeah, I don't think he's the one to coach the Dogs, though, to be honest.
Yeah,
he might end up staying at North Melbourne, but we need an overhaul of our coaching department anyway. Maybe he becomes like Clarko's second in command. Who knows?
Yeah.
Hopefully Corey's listening from Big Footy. Corey is saying that we're going to take Watson with pick 2. So
nice.
take it to the bank.
Very nice. I'm not getting a Chess. I'm not getting it down because I'm feeling Big Chesser on your sports nut, mate. Your Big Chesser coming in clutch.
Yeah. You know what's going to happen? He's going to score negative points this week, and you're going to get worse than a donut.
Jan, picking Goulden into Dunkley or Brayshaw. I reckon Brayshaw's safer, but then again, they could send O'Neill to him, so I don't know.
Well, BJ Williams is playing this week. West Coast might actually get a win. That'd be hilarious. If West Coast,
they're not winning.
If West Coast beats Freo, West Coast beats bro. I don't know.
They are not going to win.
I don't know. They've been gearing up for a win the last couple of weeks, Joe.
No, they haven't. They've just been playing.
They have.
Enough. They've been playing.
They don't tank. Don't you know they don't tank, Joe?
They do. They do.
No. What hand signals? What hand signals?
No +1. No +1.
He was making his dinner reservations. Yeah, he didn't want a +1. It's okay.
Need Melican to play to cover day costs on you, Jen. That's rough. Put Waitman on him. Might draw some free kicks. You're right.
Yeah. That's what you got to do these days. Just have a dodgy forward. It's like, let's just take out the Brownlow competitor, right?
Yeah.
Let's throw Wakeman on Sicily so he gets suspended again for the next 5 weeks. Shit's crazy.
G'day, Globes. How's it going? Much love to you, Globes. You're a star, mate. Damien off to work on his tan for the next 5. Yeah, mate. He's done dusted, apparently. He's gone off to the Suns, and none of us saw it coming.
Well, Caro saw it at the start of the season, so I don't know what's been going on there behind the scenes.
Gee, a lot of talk, a lot of serenading behind the scenes, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Doubt back this week, yeah. West Coast
He's
Eagles.
he's the one. He's the one that will actually steady the ship and help them figure the stuff out. Because unlike a few other teams, I think I think Gold Coast is slowly getting to the point where they've got the pillars in place in a lot of the positions. It's just about getting that continuity working. So Dimmer's probably the one to fix it for him.
Yeah, for sure. And he will demand high standards of them, and he's managed to bring a team that was shit in Richmond and made them a dynasty.
Well, and now he's got a team that's not shit. So
Correct.
Like, he's got a lot more to deal with now than what he did however many years ago at Richmond.
Oh yeah. The Gold Coast Suns list is actually really good. Like under the right coach.
They're going to get 3 more superstars in their team for free. And then people say, like, North Melbourne don't deserve assistance. Come on, mate.
Mate, North Melbourne don't deserve assistance.
Jed Walter is going to be, like, top shit next year.
North Melbourne don't deserve assistance. They get father sons.
I'm making a big call now. Joe, clip it. I'm making a big call now. Jed Walter is going to kick more goals than King next year for Gold Coast.
Who is Jed Walter?
The guy that they're going to get for pick 2 for free because they've got access to all their players.
Massive shout out to Rookie Me Central.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. What's he done, Jed Walter? He's a 195 centimeter, 91 kilo key forward.
He's going to have more goals than King next year.
He hasn't kicked
Take it
anything.
to the bank.
Hasn't played a
Yeah, because he's not been drafted yet.
Last year.
He's going to be taking a pick 2.
What did he do last year? Kick samples, disposals. Where's the goals? Goals. 9 goals in 4 games.
He's dominating, Joe. He's certain for a top 5 pick this year, and Gold Coast get bid rights on him. He's the reason why they will not have a first-round pick this year. Gold Coast, Jed Walter's going to be selected, most likely with pick 2 from North Melbourne, and then they'll match it, and then that's it.
Fair enough.
Yep. We got team sheets yet?
I will assist North on their move to Tassie. You're funny, man.
I'll get stuff.
You're funny. Mate, Nathan's a funny one. What time are Saturday's games based because of the Matildas? Oh, let's have a look and see. They've been shifted. Originally at 2:10.
Yeah.
So it was so Sydney's game will now start at 1:45.
Well, I think that's the same as North Melbourne.
It's actually been moved up.
Yeah.
And Carlton's one has been delayed by 5 minutes. What a massive shuffle that was. They've shuffled. They've sent Carlton back 5 minutes, and they've moved the Sydney game up from 2:10 to 1:45. So there's your difference in time, Harry. Even my local game got moved to 12. Oh, look at that, mate. Everything is moving. The earth and the mountains and the oceans are being moved for the Matildas. Look, they better get up for us.
I'll say at least we're giving them enough support. Whatever the result, they've done really well. And the other sports have definitely given them enough chance for people to come and watch their teams. I'll be watching Cunnington and Zeeble play their last home game this week. Potentially Goldie playing his last home game this week as well. But Matilda's on ya. No dramas.
So, Sportsnut, the game, Australia versus France, Saturday at 5 p.m. So, hopefully we can get around our ladies to beat the Frenchies. We got to beat the French. Nothing like a win over the French. All right, it's 6:20. Let's see. Are their teams out? All right. No changes. No, I'm just joking. Billy Frampton is in for the Pies as expected. Billy Frampton comes in. Will Hoskin-Elliott comes in. Shannon Neal was confirmed to be in already before.
Nice. Is that his debut game?
No, it's not actually. He's already debuted once before, I think. So this is his second game, maybe. Shannon Neal. Parfit was the sub, and Henry was injured. As we know, he has a foot injury. How the hell is Nathan Murphy still in?
I don't know, Joe. I don't know.
Why is Nathan Murphy not out? What? Didn't Nathan Murphy have a syndesmosis injury?
Maybe he'll be a laid out.
What if Collingwood had to say? Defender Nathan Murphy suffered a syndesmosis, could be back into the side sooner than expected following a positive return to the club. Bro, you can't tell me.
Stewart. He did it, Tom Stewart.
Nah, Stewart actually missed the game. This guy, sooner than expected, doesn't miss a game with a syndesmosis. What?
maybe they're trying to trick people. Be like, oh, Nathan Murphy, he's such a prevalent midfield, like a defender. We'll pretend that he's going to be out, so they pick a different side, and then we'll get him.
We got a scan done, and that showed some damage there.
That's pretty funny.
Wow. Okay.
Right.
Sure. No worries. He's better be a yeah. I agree, Sportsnut. That is bananas. So all right, Billy Frampton. But why is Billy Frampton being named then? He's a key defender. Why is Frampton named if Nathan Murphy's not out? So I think we might see a late change here. I don't know. Who wins this game? There's no day cost. There's no side bottom.
Who are they playing?
They're playing against the Cats, bro.
I think the Pies. Pies going to win.
He comes in for Johnson, says Jen. Oh, Johnson plays forward. Yeah. Is Billy Frampton going to be playing forward? Interesting. Nah, the Cats win this game.
It's not a fucking parking spot.
We've got some live stream road rage from the Big J. The big Kardashians dropping the F-bomb.
Some idiot decided to go and park his car in the middle of the bloody freeway. I'm like, idiot.
He's dropped the magic. He's dropped the magic.
See you later, you.
Alrighty, we come to the next game of the round. We got North hosting the Dons, the Bombers. Cunnington is in, and Wardlaw is in. Lazaro's been dropped. Hanson Jr. has been dropped, and Will Phillips has been dropped.
Yeah, expected.
As expected. Snelling. I don't want to see Snelling back. Caldwell is out because of his hip problem. I don't know what. I don't know what it is. We've got some hip problems.
That's why Hanson got dropped too, because he's got injured. His injury.
So, yeah, awesome. We're going to win this game by 2 points.
Yeah, probably. But that would be expected. Actually, I would hope that the boys put on a good show. The amount of hype and stuff like that. And you know what I can foresee? I can foresee North Melbourne putting up their membership tally. Get on it. It only costs you $1. I think you even get a membership pack. 3-game membership for $1.
What?
Go be a North Melbourne member for the next game.
No way.
Yep.
North Melbourne offering $1 3-game memberships.
Yep. And next week's our replacement game against Richmond as well. So you get into that Richmond game for free.
Where are these things?
Is there like a promotion thing up the top somewhere? It was definitely out yesterday because I bought 2 of them. So, sorry, I'll send you the link, Joe.
Yeah, because I can't believe it. You guys are actually doing $1 3-game memberships.
Yeah, Ben Cunnington, because he's number 1. That's why.
Ben Cunnington doesn't wear number 1.
I know, but he's the number 1 in our hearts, Joe. We want to crack. We want to crack that 50K number as much as we can. So I think that will be our highest membership for a while. So it's going to happen.
Well, you'd bloody hope so when you're offering $1 memberships to people. Why would
Hey,
they not?
there's clubs, not stating names, but there's clubs that have like pet memberships for $0 and they count as their membership numbers. So
Wow.
I'm sorry, that's just what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, but North Melbourne, geez, that's it's pretty bad. It's still
That's
pretty
all right.
bad. That's pretty bad. I can't condone this sort of.
I
shifty
want
behaviour.
North Melbourne to win, and the reason why I want North Melbourne to win is because the game doesn't matter unless West Coast win another game for the year. We've got space between us and Hawthorn. We can win a game and not have to worry about it.
All right, fair enough. Alrighty, we come to the next game of the round. The Swans hosting the Suns. Tuke Miller is back from his squirreling holiday, and Sam Day gets to reach his 150th game. Congratulations.
I think Corey's pretty happy.
Yes, because Matt Roberts has been named, so Causa is happy. No donuts. Congratulations, Causa. Braden Campbell suspended. That's a big out. That's a big out for Braden Campbell. But no, Ben King is also pretty big for the Suns.
Yep.
Aiden McLean playing his 50th game. Congratulations to you, Mr. McLean.
Mm-hmm.
Callum Mills named on the ball. You love to see it. Who wins this game?
Sydney.
Yeah.
Sydney at home are very hard to beat, and they want to win as many games as they can because they're actually pushing for finals. So, yeah, Sydney for me.
Sydney for me as well. We come to the next game. The Brisbane Lions hosting the Adelaide Crom at the Gabba. Oscar McInerney is back in. Huge in for the Lions. Jasper Fletcher has been dropped.
Whoops.
That's pretty sad. Josh Rochelle has been dropped. Yikes. Luke Pedler.
But Neil's playing, though.
Yes, there is no Neil out. Neil is not omitted. Connor McKenna playing his 100th game. Congratulations, you Irishman. And Hugh McCluggage playing his 150th game. So congratulations to Hugh McCluggage. Lockie Neal.
You know, it's crazy. You know what's crazy to think? I look at Hugh McCluggage's career, and I think he's the one out of that 2018 draft that has actually played the most games. So for everyone else to kind of be where they're at, for Hugh McCluggage to have played the most, it's pretty good for him.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. They do really well at the Brisbane Lions to manage their injured players and stuff. Yeah. So they're really good. Yeah. But I agree. Sports nut. Murray Rochelle dropped. That's a big statement there from Matthew Nix. Jeez, if Rochelle is getting dropped, no one is safe. Jennifer's confirming that Jack Ginnivan is the sub for the Collingwood Giants of the Collingwood Cats game. So that's interesting.
Collingwood Giants. Love it.
Yeah, I did a freaking Underwood there. No Melican for Jen, so copping a donut. No cover for Dacos. Pretty bad. Pretty sad. Causa's still copping a donut because Marriage is injured apparently. So guess I'm playing Eddie Ford at F6.
Hey, that's all right. He kicked a couple of goals last week. He was like third best for North Melbourne before halftime.
Yes, exactly. So are we still tipping the Lions, yeah, at home?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Hey, the Lions don't really lose games at home.
The Lion sleeps tonight.
I would be very confident if I was a betting man. I would be very confident going Merritt into Dunkley this week.
There you go. You've heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
Alrighty. We then come to one of the games of the round. Saturday night, prime time football. Carlton, 7 in a row versus Melbourne, 5 in a row. It's a clash of the Titans. No changes for Carlton. They are perfectly happy with their list. Sam Walsh is not back in. On the other side, Grundy and Oliver are in for Melbourne. Nice. So Max Gawn is not going to torch me anymore, thank God.
We'll see.
Harrison Petty injured, big out. Grundy's coming in for him. Arms has been dropped for Clary, of course, and Hibbard was the sub. So this is a massive game, massive, humongous dinosaur balls game. Who wins this one, mate?
Carlton win. Grundy's not a forward. Grundy's not a forward. The guy can barely kick the ball. How's he going to kick goals? Carlton going to win.
Oh, look, I'm actually leaning with you, mate. I'm actually backing in Carlton as well. Jen, no, Melbourne is winning this. Jen is defiant. We can't let Carlton win.
Nah, and you know what's going to happen? Zach Fisher's going to have his best game of the season, and he's going to get re-signed at the end of this week.
Ooh, you heard it here.
He's going to play halfback again.
Anthony? Do I have the balls to VC Merritt into LeBron James? We'll find out. How's it going? Luke Jackson. Mate, Luke Jackson is a very fine pick, I think, against West Coast.
BJ Williams is not a pushover ruckman. He was at the start of the season, but the guy's been able to hold his own. So, I don't know. I mean, Jackson's pretty good, but...
Let's have a look at last week. Essendon versus West Coast, right? Our ruckmen, remember, were Phillips, who's played 80 games in 13 seasons, and Nick Bryan, who is a baby.
Yeah.
Right? West Coast Eagles. BJ Williams scored 41 points and had 12 hit-outs.
That's all right. He got double teamed.
Meanwhile, Andrew Phillips alone, 59 with 33. Nick Bryan, 80 points off 19 hit-outs, bro. Nick Bryan, the baby.
All right.
Nah.
Are you telling me? Yeah, we'll see.
Luke Jackson is fine, Anthony.
I got a question for you, Joe. Next year, if Sean Darcy ends up leaving, are you going to start Luke Jackson in the forward line?
Yes, 100%. Absolutely. No question.
Yeah.
End of story. He's the biggest lock. Absolutely.
If Darcy's out.
Yeah, absolutely. If Darcy goes to Geelong, heck yeah. He's in my team, bro. Freddie Supercoach, how's it going, Freddie? He also reckons Melbourne's going to win this game. Brody Grundy kicking 15. 15 what? 15 points.
15 behind. 15 behind. 15 times out on the full.
Mate, Freddie, do you barrack for Melbourne or something?
15 times to the other team.
Yeah, exactly. Anthony? Also, I was at the game. Sadly, so many hit-outs to advantage of Brian. Just couldn't find players. LJ will find Sarong and Spray. Agreed. I think so, Anthony. I'm loving the look of Nick Bryan. He's going to be a sensational ruckman for our future. So Big J and I.
The guy's not even contracted, is he?
He is, I'm pretty sure.
What? Oh yeah. I'm going Carlton. Thought you said Melbourne. I'm like, no.
No. You and I are both going Carlton. Jen and Freddie are both going Melbourne. So look, it is that close. Who do the bookies say? The bookies are favouring Melbourne slightly.
Yeah, of course they will. Yeah.
Very slightly. Huge game. If Walsh was in, I'd expect the Blues maybe would be favourites. All right. We get to the derby. I wasn't sure if it was the showdown or the derby. This is the derby. West Coast hosting the Dockers. Neil Erasmus has dropped. Ethan Hughes has been injured. Carl Warner is in. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, Ryan Marich is injured. So don't field Ryan Marich, guys. He's not playing.
Wagner's playing, right? Joe, Wagner's playing.
Wagner is playing, yes.
Wagner! I love me a bit of Wagner. He's too good, man.
Jermaine Jones and
Wagner.
SPS are both in for the Eagles. Greg Clark was the sub. Brennan Cox is playing his 100th game. He's raised the century. Congratulations to Mr. Brennan Cox on your game.
From memory, he's had some injury troubles, right, during his career, Brennan Cox?
Yeah, he
Yeah. So
has.
congratulations, Brendan Cox.
Another round of applause for you, good sir. So, this is a game. Followers, Luke Jackson, Caleb Sarong, Andy Brayshaw. Let's go. Come on. The Dockers are going to win this game in sensational fashion. I can feel it. It is, as Nathan said before, it is their grand final.
We'll
Bro,
see.
the Eagles did enough to show that they're not tanking. They were competitive enough. They've won a game against you. They were competitive last week. So now, like, the pressure's off them. They can just chillax in these last few weeks,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So Dockers win
Yeah, I think
this
so.
game.
I
didn't get
want
too
West Coast to win, though. I want West Coast to win so bad.
Of course you
I
do.
want that pick one. I want pick
know you
one,
do.
and then West Coast get no compensation, and that's it, mate. No first round picks for West Coast no more. Done.
Yeah. We
Love it.
then go down to Tasmania, to Utah Stadium, where the Hawks are hosting the Doggies. Two teams coming off some sensational wins last week. It is, of course, on Sunday, so these are extended lists. They are not confirmed. They are subject to change. Bailey McDonald, Jai Sarong, Carl Amon. If he is in, that is a huge improvement. That is a huge in for Hawthorn. And Cam McKenzie was the sub. Ned Long's also in. Jai Newcomb, 50th game, and James Warple, 100th game. Congratulations on these milestone boys. Meanwhile, for the Dogs, we've got Alex Keefe, Buku Kamis, Jordan Sweet, Luke Cleary, and Oscar Baker in. JJ injured yet again. Poor guy, can't catch a break. And Anthony Scott is also injured. I'd imagine Alex Keefe is guaranteed to play because he's named on the field right here. Luke Cleary, Jordan Sweet, Oscar Baker. The rest of these players are all extended bench. Oh, and Buku Kamis is also extended bench. So I think out of these guys, the only one confirmed is Alex Keefe. And over here for the Hawks, Carl Amon, Jai Sarong. Oh, Seamus Mitchell is still on the extended interchange bench, so that's pretty nerve-wracking for those of us. For people relying on Seamus Mitchell, that's pretty scary stuff there in the back line.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got to say, guys, if you haven't and you don't know about this, there is a game-saving move for you. Let me just undo the changes, all right? This was my team before this week. Hello? Undo the changes, please. My team had Himmelberg here and Dacos in the back line with no DPP. If you click optimize, even though you've got no trades, as long as you have another DPP player, it is possible for you to end up with Dacos in the midfield, even though I did not have a mid-DPP player. But Harry Himmelberg was here. He was sent to the back line. He's now there. Dacos is here. And Drury has been brought into the forward line. So it's possible. You've got to optimize. If you click optimize, it is possible for you to still salvage your team, even if you don't have the DPPs. You got to click optimize. What a optimize for me, Mr. No Supercoach Plus. Okay, sorry, Anthony. That's not going to work for you then, mate. You got to have Supercoach Plus. I should have prefaced that by saying you need Supercoach Plus, and then you'll be able to have move Dacos out of your back line, and he can come here into your mids, and then yeah, regardless of whether you have trades or not. I don't have any trades, but yet it was still able to. Why can't I sub forward in? I don't know. Something is weird about that. But yeah, you can still optimize, guys, for those with Supercoach Plus, and it might be able to salvage your round. Fingers crossed for you. Who do I think wins in this game? Look, the Hawks love to play at UTAS. It's their home ground. They're really good. I do want to fix my captains too, absolutely. But man, it didn't even let me sub forward in. I want a VC merit. Will that VC work? Mate, it's not even responding to me. It's not responding to me. It's being dumb. Stupid website. I don't know. So, look, you know what? I want the Hawks to win. I actually want the Hawks to win this game. They're in ripping hot form. If Carl M1 is back, that is a massive inclusion for them. Alex Keith is a pretty big, very important in for the Bulldogs as well. But I'm just going to play it safe and back in the Dogs to win this game. I think the Dogs are the better team at the moment. And I think they have just too much firepower in the forward line that I don't think Sicily is going to be able to be at his intercepting best. I think, I don't know. Day cost to Sicily with 100k in the bank. I wish I could, and you could be. Would be. I know, bro. I know. Just one trade, man. Just freaking one trade. One trade too little, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Back in the Dogs to win this game. We then get to another game with massive finals implications. St Kilda against Richmond. Holy crap. At Marvel Stadium. And literally because it's at Marvel Stadium that plays a massive role in helping out St Kilda. Richmond just don't play Marvel Stadium very well. However, having said that, some big changes, ahoy. So Hopper is out. He misses with the concussion protocols, which was really interesting because he really did not want to leave. And Cumberland is injured. Samson Ryan, Hugo Ralph Smith, Dylan Grimes, Dustin Martin, big name players. Big name players are in. Kama is out. No, Kama is omitted.
Oh, yes, to play his first game of AFL ever.
Kama's been dropped. Oh, that's rough. He makes way for Tim Membry, I'd imagine.
Lies. That's not good enough.
Not good enough at all. Is any of these players on the field? Ben Patton's here.
I love
Billings
Ben Patton.
Here. Oh, Seb Ross. Where's Seb Ross? Oh, Seb Ross is. Am I missing something? Where's Seb
He's
Ross?
right in the middle.
Oh, Seb Ross will play. He's named on field. And Membry will play. He's named on field. Meanwhile, for the Tigers, Dusty Martin is named on field, so he will play. Dylan Grimes is on field, he will play. Is Samson Ryan in there? No, Samson Ryan is here. Hugo Ralph Smith is here. Thompson Dow is here. All right, so the only two players confirmed that are these players are Grimes and Dusty. Two massive ins, experience and leadership and just pure talent. Who wins this game, Big J? It's at Marvel Stadium.
What's the ladder look like? If St Kilda lose, are they really out of the top 8 ranks?
Matches, ladder, predictor. Do we have anything locked in for future rounds? No, good,
no.
We don't.
That's fine. I just want to see for this week, like if St Kilda lose and Richmond win.
If the Pies win, if we win, if the Swans win, Brisbane win, if we say Carlton win, Freo, Dogs. You'd expect Port to win at home. Yeah? Against
no? I don't know. Port have got a lot of players injured.
They do. All right, Giants then. All right. So if the Saints win, they stay in the 8. If they lose, they drop out of the 8 for the first time this season.
Okay. Yeah. So Richmond's going to win.
Oh, you just think that's it. So the Saints. What did I say here that managed to convince you? All right, Saints are going to lose this game.
I just think kind of fate has a weird way of working itself out, and I think St Kilda's going to be the team that, in like the last 2 weeks of the season, that's going to be the determiner if they play finals or don't play finals.
If they win, then I think Richmond are done.
Yeah, which is why also I think Richmond are going to go crazy on them.
Fair enough. They're going to go crazy. They're going to try and win this game. You don't think the Saints are going to try and go crazy because they haven't left the 8 all year? They probably feel like they deserve to be in the 8. They've got Ross Lyon as their coach. They've dropped Kama. They've brought in Membry instead, who's an experienced player. You don't think they're going to go bananas themselves?
Yeah, they probably will. But
at Marvel Stadium.
I still reckon Richmond are going to be the team. I know Dimmer likes not playing at Marvel, but maybe the new coach doesn't care as much. Yeah, I reckon Richmond win. I'm going to tip Richmond.
Okay, you're going to tip Richmond. Look, every time I tip St Kilda, they lose. And every time I tip against St Kilda, they win. I freaking hate St Kilda. So regardless of what I do, the opposite's going to happen. So just to spite you, I'm going to tip Richmond.
Mate, it doesn't affect me. You can do what you like.
No, if I tip Richmond, it means St Kilda's going to win. So your tip's going to be wrong. The same as me.
The link for... I'm going to put the link for the $1 membership in the stream. So if you guys want to buy a membership for North Melbourne for $1, let's go. And
How
also,
embarrassing.
I think St Kilda... No, to be fair, yes, North Melbourne are doing it. I look at the thing. St Kilda are doing it as well. So
what? Show
yeah,
us.
I'm pretty sure.
St.
2 games
Kilda.
for $1 for St Kilda.
Thanks, membership.
Yeah, there you go. No, go back. Go back. That one. Above. There, go down. You get 2 blockbuster games for $1. There you go. So,
Oh my God.
you know, why not?
How embarrassing. They're going to try and find a way to bolster up their membership numbers.
Yeah.
They're selling memberships for $1.
You get priority access to tickets in the first 3 weeks of the finals. So you get even more benefits from being a St Kilda member for the next 3, because you get priority access to the games for the next 3 weeks.
Oh, great value. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Great value, mate. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, told you.
Anything to bolster up their numbers, gee, that's
Wow.
That's pretty sad. That's pretty sad. Look, I'm gonna go. Fine, yeah, I'll go Richmond. All right, we go to the last game. Last game of the round.
How dodgy do you have to be? Oh yeah, I'll just go Richmond.
Bro, it's so dodge. All right, Port Adelaide hosting the Giants. Bro, we've got a freaking essay here. Excuse the French. Mead's dropped. Bonner's dropped. Mackenzie's injured. Very sad. Alir is in. Wow. Finlayson in. Wow. Farrell in. Wow. Jones in. Wow. Bergman in. Wow. Narkle in. Wow. Holy crap. You got a lot of... Bro, what are you talking about? There are a lot of injuries.
It's extended bench, yeah? So they're just changing around all the extended bench players. Like, how many on that list? Alir, yes. Finlayson, yes.
Farrell's here.
Okay, cool. Who else? Lockie Jones is not. Is Bergman in? No. Narkle is not.
Narkle is not either.
Yeah, so half.
Yeah, that's still really good.
Yeah.
Daniel suspended his big. Bedford suspended. It's very sad. McMullen. I love this name. Toby McMullen.
Well, I had a couple of McMullens this morning.
Matt Flynn. Is Flynn on the field? No, interchange. That's fine. Faye, interchange. Weir, interchange. Stone, interchange. So not much we can read into the Giants. Now, do you still reckon the Giants win this game? Bro, Dante Visentini is the ruck. Freaking Briggs season. Kieran Briggs is my captain. I don't care.
It doesn't matter. Maybe. I don't know.
Do I have to refresh the screen?
I have tagged GWS. I have put my tip as GWS.
No, Port Adelaide. It's Port Adelaide.
If you're gonna ask me and then say no, what's the point of asking you, Joe?
You're wrong. I just wanted to hear you be wrong. That's all.
Okay, cool.
It's Port Adelaide, bruv. That's the answer, right there.
No worries.
And I'm going with you in relation to if Port win and the Saints lose, they still stay 8th. Bro, is St Kilda gonna luck out so hard and just still might find a way to lose all these games and yet still finish in the 8th? That would be hilarious.
Bro, and you could have had a chance to buy a membership for $1. So
I know.
You could have gone to the final series for $1.
Bro, look at this Briggs season, bro. We're going Captain Briggs into Visentini. Let's go.
Captain Briggs.
We're gonna Captain Briggs. We're not gonna need it because Merritt's gonna go big regardless. But we're going Captain Kieran Briggs into Visentini. Let's go.
You know, I'd love to see Cunners this week go out and get suspended. Just punch up a bunch of Essendon people. Just be like, get stuffed. What are you gonna do? Suspend me for next week? See you later.
No, he'd leave with a sour taste in his mouth. You know, a
bad. It, we'd still carry him off. We'd still do that. Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, thoughts on Grundy being named so quickly?
As I said before, I think I don't think he's a forward, and I think they're either trying to please him so he doesn't start looking for someone else, or it's like what some clubs have started to do, and they're playing players so it can drum up a little bit more of their trade value price. Because Melbourne are going to get a first rounder for him. Yeah. And they didn't give up a first rounder last year to get him. No. And they might not. They've only paid $650K for Grundy and going to get a first rounder because Collingwood still have to pay the contract. So it's they've done very, very well.
That they have. Awesome. Alrighty. And so with these tips, as we put them in, the ladder will look like this. Collingwood, Brisbane move up, Port move up, Melbourne drop to 4th. Gee, that would be an insane qualifying final in the week 1. And Port going over to the Gabba, that would be sick. Carlton hosting St Kilda at the MCG will be a bloodbath. Western Bulldogs against Sydney. Sydney making it to the 8.
Yep.
GWS slip. Bombers. Wait, we're equal. These 3 teams are equal. The funny thing is we play the Giants next. Do St Kilda play the Giants at some point? Or no, they play Geelong. They play Geelong, and then they play Brisbane at the Gabba. Oh, wow. Mate.
St Kilda have lost the next 2.
Oh, boy. St Kilda have to win this one.
They're not winning those 2 games, I'll tell you what.
No. Oh, boy. That's rough. Look, we're not in the race. We're not going to beat the Giants, and we're not going to beat Collingwood. So, we're out. I predicted us before the buys. Around the buys, I predicted we'd finish 11th. So, I'm almost bang on here. That's
fair. I want Port Adelaide to get knocked out in the first week of finals, but it won't happen. So, yeah, it's a bit sad.
How can they get knocked out in the top 4?
Joe. I want that draft pick.
Bro, they're top 4. How do they get knocked out in the first week?
That's why I said it. I'm just I wanted it to happen, but it's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. Awesome. Alrighty. And that then, ladies and gentlemen, was our reaction to the team.
John us to give a little bit of a sneaky of what's coming up in the next little episode potentially today.
Yeah, go for it. Tell them.
Didn't see nothing, guys. We're gonna have some fun. Could be good.
I'm looking forward to this. I've never owned physical cards of anything, so thank you, Big J. I'm looking forward to opening these bad boys.
Should be fun.
Awesome. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for our Thursday night live stream.
No matter how what my screen says behind, like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe. I like that addition to the thing. I need to get one myself. Might put it like somewhere here, perhaps.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed the stream. Certainly enjoyed speaking with you guys as always. Hope you have a great weekend. Best of luck to your teams. We will reconvene on Sunday night, yeah?
Yeah, sounds good.
Fan cams on you, Shawnee. Have a good one,
And
ladies and
subscribe
gentlemen.
to Fancast.
Fancast. And buy $1 memberships too, apparently.
$1 memberships.